Lake Powell and Lake Mead could collapse. Now, Michelle and I, we're not sure if we will be able to make it up to Utah and check out Lake Powell like we were able to visit Lake Mead here recently just the other day. I'm not sure if we'll be able to make that, but we're going to try and include that in our trip here coming up. We got to work on the next few locations that we're going to hit to bring you guys the information and possibly some real live boots on the ground intel from Lake Powell as this water shortage, water drought, lake level, dead pool situation continuously evolves. But I wanted to share this information with you as quickly as possible so that it could help you understand what's going on and what we can expect. Because they are preparing for Colorado River water users to see the biggest cutbacks in history. Reports from Utah officials state that without significant permanent cuts to water use in the Colorado River basin, both Lake Powell and Lake Mead may be headed for total collapse. Lake Mead has already implemented drought contingency plans over the years to trigger increasing cutbacks for certain users, yet the drought still persists. With demand continuing to outpace supply, and without further draining Lake Powell and Lake Mead, which are both currently filled to about 27% of capacity, down from 95% full capacity in 2000, it is clear that the current drought planning measures won't cut the deficit alone, since the federal government had to enact emergency actions last April to send more water than usual into Lake Powell. This has been a continuous problem, and the fact of the matter right now is that states haven't acted fast enough. And there's extreme difficulty surrounding how to best stabilize the system and protect hydropower generation at both reservoirs, Lake Powell and Lake Mead, further complicated by complex water supply problems that require a deep understanding of the social and economic implications of any proposed policies. Suggested, part of a potential solution might lie in changing how water storage is actually measured in the basin, in comparison to how it's measured in relation to sea level, which many people have told me they don't quite understand how that applies to the dam's levels, as well as a new management approach where mandatory and voluntary cutbacks for water users would be triggered based on the combined storage of both Lake Mead and Lake Powell rather than just Lake Mead as it is currently the case. Another suggested possible solution would involve the reservoirs of the upper basin states of Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, and New Mexico agreeing to give up water development ambitions, while the lower basin states of California, Arizona, and Nevada, along with Northwest Mexico, agreed to reductions. Now, if the upper basin limited water use to, let's just say, about 4 million acre feet per year, and if you don't know what acre feet is, it's basically 1 acre of land 1 foot deep, or 1 acre of space 1 foot deep is an acre foot. So limited water use to 4 million acre feet per year, or slightly above its average use since 2000. And the lower basin agreed to 2 million acre feet in cuts each year going forward. Then the system would be more likely to be stabilized near current reservoir levels. Now, that scenario would require a sacrifice from the upper basin, which has plans to develop up to 5.4 million acre feet of water annually by 2060, and a reduction in use by the lower basin and Mexico, which together use more than 2/3 of Colorado River water. A pseudo trial run for implementing a version of new cuts is currently underway in the basin, and last month, Bureau of Reclamation Commissioner Camille Touton announced that the 7 basin states had 60 days to present plans to protect reservoir levels by making between 2 and 4 million acre feet in water cuts by next year. Touton added Touton, I hope I'm saying this name correctly, added that the federal government is prepared to make the reductions if the states cannot agree to a plan. So hopefully they can. Otherwise, the government will step in and they'll probably just shut it down drastically. And that'll be detrimental to all those involved. On Tuesday, the upper basin states, including Utah, sent a letter to Reclamation outlining a 5-point plan that could limit water use through considering programs to increase water monitoring and efficiency, to pay farmers who voluntarily agree not to irrigate in certain years, and to develop an updated drought response plan. These are give and take solutions here, because farmers offering and agreeing to not irrigate is going to have a negative implication and effect on crop yields. The letter emphasized that the lower basin would have to bear the majority of the reductions. Amy Haas, executive director of Colorado River Authority of Utah, said the lower basin uses are more than double those of the upper division states, and any cuts we make have to reflect that along with our upper division state partners. Utah has taken significant measurable steps to optimize their water usage and protect the critical infrastructure at Lake Powell, but there has to be a balanced approach that reflects that reality. Meanwhile, environmental groups blasted the letter for failing to offer concrete, immediate cuts and for not mentioning the numerous projects that have been proposed in the upper basin to divert more water from the overtaxed river. Gary Wachner of Save the Colorado called the 5-point plan meaningless gibberish. And politicians are pretty good at coming up with meaningless gibberish. Now, I'm going to continue to monitor the Lake Mead and Lake Powell, Colorado River Basin water shortage and drought situation and bring you more updates about the lake and water levels and power plans as they are released.